All right, good morning. How are we feeling? Sleepy? Okay, well, I was thinking more along the lines of you're graduating soon, but sleepy, I understand that too. So we have a few things that we want to accomplish this morning, and I'm going to ask for you to please give us your undivided attention and cooperation for this morning. Okay? The first item that we want to complete first, if you could put everything away, your phones, your yearbooks, all of that good business, just put it away for the next 25 minutes or so, I'd appreciate it. We have, the first piece we need to do is to complete, can I borrow this for a second? Thank you. The class of 2017 graduate questionnaire. It should not take you too long to fill out, and basically this is information that MCPS collects for all of the graduating classes to understand what your post-secondary plans are. In other words, what are you going to do after you graduate? So we're going to give you about 5 minutes or so to complete the survey. I believe you, yes, Jimmy, go get a survey. I believe you have to do it they're all out. Are there any more surveys? Can some staff members bring in surveys and pencils? You do need to complete the survey in pencil, I believe. Yes, not in pen. Let me see. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I think you can complete it in pen. It doesn't say pencil. All right, but shh. If you could please begin to complete the survey. If you forgot to get a survey, please raise your hand. And we will, you too. I just don't understand. Raise your hand nice and tall so that you can get a survey, please. Yes. This one you do. If you don't feel comfortable, don't. That's what I would tell you. Yes. They ask for your social security number. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't write it. Okay? All right. Shh. This is not the only thing we're doing today, so let's give it 5 quiet minutes to get this done, please. We need one from every senior in the room, please. If you don't know your social, then don't put it. Okay? If you're finished, then you can pass it towards the ends and we'll start collecting. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. No, you can do it in pen. I believe so. Okay, good. Is that what you did? All right. Quiet. Just be quiet. Just for like 3 more minutes so we can get this done. Thank you. Shh. Thank you. Please make sure you fill out the front and the back of the worksheet. Shh. Can I get these to you?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. If you could just start collecting them, and then we'll have to alphabetize them at some point. Teachers, if you could help collect, thank you, any surveys as students complete them. Shh. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetie. Varsha, you got a circle, so you can't check.
Oh, I also checked.
Yeah, like that. Please make sure you fill it in dark circles. You cannot check the boxes. Make sure you fill it out completely. Yes. Wait a minute.
As college credits.
Yeah, the ones that you have, completed, and how many it would relate to, because you're not going to know all of them. Once again, make sure you are filling in the bubbles completely. You're not checking. Read the instructions. Should have started with that. And bubble in completely. Yes.
But it's out of state tuition. So it's like, it's private.
Say, which one are we at?
Oh, it's like, it's in Maryland, but it's like private.
Right. It's still in Maryland. Let's give it a few more minutes, please, so everyone has an opportunity to complete the questionnaire. Doing a great job. We're almost there. There are a few more that we need to collect. Thank you.
How about if I grab
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you need to hold those? I can collect them. Here?
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Mamana? Okay, if you're still working, can you just raise your hand so I know how many more we're waiting for? It sounds like most of you all are done, though. Waiting on a couple of more. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to have you all quiet down as we're collecting the last of the forms, please. Shh. So we do this town hall close to the end of the school year, and for you, an exciting new chapter that's about to start for you. And so, yes, give yourselves a round of applause, class of 2017. So over the next couple of weeks, we have a few final things that we wrap up, and actually these are probably the more exciting ones for you, quite frankly. Tomorrow, as you know, is your prom date, and we will have prom at Glen Echo Park at 8 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you. That's right. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Please remember, Thank you. Please remember that for prom, if you signed, or if your parents, not you, your parents signed you out so that you could leave early during fifth period, we will be making a Connect at Home call tonight saying we received your permission slip to leave early, just to make sure we're all on the same page in terms of if you're leaving early tomorrow for prom activities. Again, you cannot leave until sometime during fifth period or lunch, but not before then. You need to be in all of your classes, all right? And you should have turned in your notes already if that is something that your parents and you agreed that you can do, right? And then post-prom is tomorrow after prom on Clopper Road, the bowling alley on Clopper Road. I get lots of strikes, so, just saying, when you're there, you will not win if you want to play against me. That's just not going to happen. All right, and then next week is your last week of school. Okay, you have classes every day next week. Friday, though, hold on, Christian, I'll get your question in a second. Friday is a makeup day. Okay, Friday is a makeup day, and if for some reason you are not available in your class to do your final quarterly assessment, whatever that is for your classes, and you need to make up, you need to contact your teacher, and you need to make sure that they know and you agree on when you're coming in if you have to come in for makeups on Friday. All right, Tuesday, May 30th, is graduation rehearsal. Today was sort of a dry run. I'm trying to figure out how long it's going to take us to go through graduation rehearsal, and how many times we're going to have to practice standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. And it really is. You all did pretty well, though, to come in, quiet down. So I have high hopes that we will not be here from 9 to 1. I have high hopes. But you must be here at 9 a.m. We have a lot to go through for graduation rehearsal. So please be here on time. Shh, and be ready to go. And then on Wednesday, May 31st, 2:30, DAR Constitution Hall, what's happening? Graduation. Oh, wow, that was not as enthusiastic as I'd like. It's graduation, okay? So, as you can tell, lots of events, lots of high emotion that will be happening over the course of the next couple of weeks with everything that you all are celebrating, this particular milestone in your life. Shh. With that comes great responsibility, and with that comes maybe one of our final lessons and most important lessons about what it means for you to move on and move beyond and the choices that you make. And Mr. Murk, father of Ben and Alex, has very much agreed to come and speak to you about choices and about decisions that you make and the impact that they have on you for a lifetime and for those that you love. So I would appreciate if you would please give Mr. Murk your undivided attention while he shares his message with you. Mr. Murk?
Can everybody hear me all right? Okay. As Ms. Bolden said, I'm Dave Murk. I'm Alex and Ben's father. Both obviously Wooten, close to be Wooten graduates with Ben. Many of you may know Ben. I'm not sure how many knew Alex. But I was recently on Facebook and I was just going through the normal Facebook thing, and I came across a parent of one of Alex's classmates from 2 years ago who had posted, unbeknownst to me, at the time had posted in the same time period, around the May time period, a letter from a father of a son who was killed in a drunk driving accident in Ohio. And he wrote a letter to his other child's class, really to talk about the impacts that his son's death had on his family, and really wanted to convey that to the class and choices, as Ms. Bolden said, that you're going to be making here over the next few weeks and months. I think it's from graduation until you go to college. They call it the deadliest 100 days for kids your age. Again, things and facts that you learn after you go through something that we've gone through with our oldest son, Alex. And unfortunately, it's a very, very hard lesson as parents that you learn. And so what I wanted to do today, this morning, and humor me for the next 10, 15 minutes, is read a letter that I pulled together to Ben as a graduating senior this year, to his friends, and to all of you, his classmates. I read through this last night, and hopefully I can get through it all here, but I'll give it a shot. So, to Ben, to my son Ben, and the Wooten graduating class of 2017, as you come to the end of your time at Wooten, as Ms. Bolden said, an exciting time. You guys are a week and a half away from graduating, finishing up your classes. And I know you're looking forward to the summer between now and the time you go to college. I wanted to take a minute just to emphasize the importance of being smart, being safe, and most importantly, thinking twice before you act, as it can mean a difference between life and death, as it did in Alex's case. Although right now, I realize high school, you're seniors, you got the top of the totem pole here at Wooten. Seems like it's the most important thing in your lives, and it's the only thing that matters, but it's truly, really, truly just the beginning of your life. As I sit here almost approaching age of 50, I can't even begin to explain to all of you how much more in life you have ahead of you, how many opportunities you'll have to make a difference, to build friendships, to establish a career, have a family, and pave your own way in life. That said, you only have one chance at life. One chance, that's it. There's no second chances when you make bad decisions or bad choices that put your lives at risk, and in some cases put the lives of your friends or others at risk, which is what happened to Ben's brother, our beautiful son Alexander, almost 2 years ago. Alex, like all of you, was probably sitting in the auditorium filling out a survey and other things, getting ready for graduation 2 years ago. And he looked forward to the summer like all of you. He looked forward to going to Penn State. He had already found out, obviously, that he was going there. And then he graduated 2015 with the class in late May, as many of you will be doing here in the next week and a half. And as the first child, our oldest son, as a family, it was an exciting time. It was an amazing time for us to have a high school graduate getting ready to go to college. We were proud parents, and it was just a great experience for our family. But it wasn't one short month later, in June, warm day, at night, that Alex died tragically in a car accident at the hands of a drunk driver. He was just 18 years old. It's a night that changed our family and many of his closest friends' lives forever. He was just a kid, just like you, who had hopes and aspirations of going to college and doing so many great things in life. We had his trunk packed. It was at the front door in the dining room by the front door. He had just finished going with his mother to Bed Bath & Beyond to get whatever remaining things he needed to get. And he was all set. We were taking Alex to college in 2 days. He had a summer class that he had to take at Penn State. On the night he died, he was at an underage drinking party with friends and ended up in a car with an individual who had also been at the party and had been drinking. The images surrounding my son's death haunt me every day. And I know they're out there. They're on the internet, in the car, and everything. And I often think of, and I have sleepless nights where I think of the fear and tremendous pain, however short, and I pray it was short, he must have experienced as the car he was in, moving at a very high rate of speed, careened off the road, and went airborne and slammed into 2 trees, and came to rest upside down in nearly 2 pieces on a nearby driveway. I often think of the completely destroyed body of my 6'2" son. Pinned under the car, who just 3 short hours prior to the crash was sitting with me in our living room watching the NBA draft. I remember the exact words the police officer said to me when he told me Alex and Calvin had been in a car crash earlier that evening, only miles from our house, and had not survived. I remember the immediate inability to absorb and understand what I had just been told. The excruciating pain in seeing Alex's mother completely destroyed and numb. And I remember the heartbreaking reaction of Ben and Cameron, who had been sleeping, when they came downstairs and we told them their older brother, who they had come to depend on and to show them a way in life, their best friend, was never coming home. It's unimaginable pain, it's forever pain, it's a loss that truly is indescribable. I can't explain it. The last image I have of Alex was right before he was cremated. 2 long days after the accident, we were finally able to see him. And what I saw was a lifeless, battered body lying on a table in a wooden casket, wearing clothes that Ben had picked out earlier that day. Shirt and pants Alex loved to wear would now become a part of him forever. I remember rubbing his feet with a pair of his favorite socks and wanting him to respond, and getting angry and then crying uncontrollably. Leaving that room that day, that morning, was the hardest thing I'll ever have to do in my life. And I tell you all this because you're beginning this special time, and it's an incredible time, high school graduation, moving on to the next phase of your life, going to college, and you really should enjoy the summer. And as I mentioned earlier, Alex was no different than any of you. He was a smart, vibrant, polite, and incredibly caring person who didn't leave the house that night to go hang out with friends expecting to lose his life in 3 hours. No, he left the house in his room with his computer open, his bed half made, earphones plugged into his iPad, fully expecting to come home, take a shower, brush his teeth, get into bed, and watch Netflix like he usually did before he went to sleep. But unfortunately, he made a decision as a result of being impaired from alcohol that cost him his life. A decision he can never change. A decision that Calvin can never change. If you choose to drink, no matter whether it's 1 drink, 2, or more, you're making a decision to take risks, which, although you may not realize or believe to be the case, will impact your judgment. Rational decisions you would have made before the first drink become irrational, not as clear, and potentially puts you and others at risk of injury or death, like what happened to Alex and Calvin that night. And I know, because Alex and Ben, and as we continue to talk to Ben as well, I know you'd sit there and you'd say, I would never do that. I would never make the same mistakes that Alex and Calvin made. I can tell you on countless occasions, Alex's mother and I had similar discussions with Alex. He sat through similar talks at school about drinking and driving, and warning him about drinking, not only drinking, but about drinking and driving. And he would tell us, as you're probably thinking now, I would never do that. I would never drink and drive. And honestly, I don't believe that Alex ever probably did drink and drive. However, with the aid of alcohol and losing his ride home that night, he was not thinking clearly. And yes, he was not driving, but he made a decision to get in a car with somebody who had and was impaired without truly understanding and recognizing the consequences. Because his life was prematurely ripped away, The last pictures taken of Alex are at graduation in his yearbook photo. Over the summer, those are going to really be the last images we'll ever have. Alex will never have the opportunity to prove himself to the world. He will never have the opportunity to explore the world, to meet the love of his life, have children, raise children, be an incredible parent that I know he would have been. And it's an opportunity that you all still have in front of you. He's never going to have the opportunity, or never had the opportunity, to see Ben play varsity hockey. He won't be seeing Ben graduate in a week and a half, or help him move into Miami of Ohio in August. He's never going to see Ben swim again. Watch him grow. Cameron's entering middle school, and to help him through what are difficult times in middle school and high school and beyond. And in that list of things that he will never, ever, ever do, just goes on and on and on. So as you graduate high school, enjoy all the special times ahead. And as you move into the next phase of your life, make smart choices. And don't be afraid to set an example by not drinking. But even more importantly, look out for each other, your classmates, your friends, by deterring them from drinking, or if they choose to, making sure they don't drink and drive, and have safe rides home. Keeping each other safe is one of the most important aspects of a friendship, and that includes at times being stern and adamant if it means keeping a friend safe and alive. As a father who has lost his son, I've paid the ultimate price. As I said earlier, it doesn't get any worse, and I never want to see another family ever have to go through what we have and continue to go through on a daily basis with the loss of Alex ever again. As I said earlier, you only have one life. This is it. And you're fortunate enough, if you're fortunate enough, it means another 50 to 60 years that you have to enjoy so many new and wonderful things with family and friends. Alex has lost that opportunity. He's forever 18. And sometimes I sit as I'm approaching 2 years without him and just all of you sit and think about what you've done just in this 2-year period. What have you done over the last 2 years with friends, with family, with sports, with just life in general? Think of all of the things you've done. All of that Alex has lost, and you have potentially 50 to 60 more years of that life ahead of you, again, that Alex has lost. It's life that Alex will never experience again, and it's because of alcohol and drinking and driving, and an incredibly painful reality from the underage drinking fact that we face today. On June 25th, 2015, the world lost 2 incredibly bright lights. Don't let this world lose another. Don't be the next Alex and Calvin. Be smart. Make positive choices. Don't be afraid to set the example by not drinking and driving, and most importantly, be there for each other as classmates and friends. God bless you all, class of 2017. Love you, Ben.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murk. This community loves you more than you'll ever know. And your friends, your family, your parents, all of us only want the best for you. But I gotta be honest, there's a little bit of trepidation as you all move into independence and this time that's coming up. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You all have been an amazing group of individuals to get to know and to love, and we can't wait to see what that future is for you. But you got to be here, and that is in each and every one of your control to do that. We have copies of Mr. Murk's letter available to you. As always, as we move into all of the events, if there is something you are worried about, if you are concerned about, if your friends are making a poor decision and you're concerned, you all have done a great job of letting us know quietly so we can figure it out and make sure that we do our part to keep you safe. Know who your trusted adults are, know who your friends are, know what you can do over the next few months especially to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe and keeping each other safe. Are we clear? Okay, so I do have copies of the letter, and if I could have some of the staff members help pass those out, please. And we will be dismissing at this time for you to go back to your second period class. You can pick up the letters on the way out. And once again, I would like to thank Mr. Murk for sharing his time with us this morning.